So today we're going to do a video on how to use the airfoil, the flat plate, and the cylinder. Same test section that we use for the Bernoulli's lab. So if you look on the back here, you'll notice there's a little pin right here. And if you look on the little angle finder, so 0, 45, 90, and 180, and there's also a negative 45. And you see this square. What happens is the cylinder fits over this square like so. So does the flat plate and the airfoil as well. And with that, you can tell what angle it is in the section. Now, looking at the section itself, we need to remove the tapes covering the holes, these bigger circular holes, and then remove the tape on the ruler to remove the ruler. Now, the way the system works is you stick this in from the back, like so, and then you stick it through the front. And you notice that right here, by the pin, it locks into place, keeping it at that angle. Now, if you want to switch angles, you pull backwards a little bit, rotate to the angle you want, and then put it back in. So that's 45 degrees. Now, these holes are drilled in 5-degree increments. So this is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Because right there's 45. If you keep on going all the way to 180. Same thing in the negative direction. So you can keep track of it that way. Now, to put these in, you take it out, you lay the channel flat, like so. You put your cylinder in the right direction, and if you notice, there's a little hole on this side. That's the hole that you want facing up towards you, so that you can access the pressure tap. You put it in, and you align it with the circles, like so. Then you take your little angle mechanism and you push it through the hole of the cylinder, and make sure that that pressure tap hole is vertical straight up with the 0, so you know what angle you're at. And that pressure tap hole is right here. And you can tell that it's at that proper angle because you'll see the little hole where the pressure comes out vertically up where the 0 is. So that's how you insert the circle. To remove it, you just let the angle mechanism fall out and you have the circle come out. Then, to do, say, the flat plate, you do the same thing you did with the circle. You put it in, line it up with the holes, line up your angle of 0 as close to it as you can to make sure that you get it at 0 when you have it at 0. Then you can turn the plate at different angles and make sure that you have it lining up with 0 so that it's horizontal. When you're done, you just pull the thing out and let it slide out. And then same thing with the airfoil. You're going to put the airfoil in. You're going to line it up with the holes. Make sure that it's as parallel as it will be in the center line. And then jimmy it to line up with the angling mechanism. And when you put it in, it should line up pretty close to 0, like so. And then you can change the angle of attack and find the drag in different angles. So that's how you put it into the unit. Now, to hook up the unit, we do the same thing as before. So now, once you have your shape in that you want, the airfoil, the cylinder, or the flat plate, you go ahead and put your unit, the channel, onto the clips again, and then you line it up with the flow bench and tighten it. And that's how you put the airfoil into the channel shape. Close to the bottom right here, there's a hole. You put one of the solid tubes in it, like so. You take a solid tube like this, connect it to a flex tubing, and you put it in here. And that's your static pressure measurement when you're doing momentum. Then you have another unit here that you'll have a pitot tube with, and you stick it on the side here, and then tighten this wing nut. And then you'll notice that the unit has a ruler on it, and it's got a little marker telling you where you're at. The little red line's telling you where you're at in the channel. So now you can put in a pitot tube, and then you have static pressure here, and you have a pitot tube on the same plane. You can traverse across it and find the velocity distribution here behind your airfoil, behind your cylinder, and you can get the velocity distribution behind it. And that's how you set up this unit for the cylinder, flat plate, and airfoil. Now, one more specific thing for the cylinder is, remember how you have that little hole right in here? That's the pressure tap hole, so you can find the pressure distribution around the cylinder. Take a tube this size, and you just push it into that hole. And then you can read the pressure. Well, you can read the pressure around the cylinder as you rotate it in the flow.